In this video, we discuss the 10 things that surprise people most their first year in retirement. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
What's most interesting about retirement is that when you go into retirement, you've never done it before. So everything you do from that point forward is a series of firsts, including the 10 items that we're going to talk about in this episode. This data, by the way, comes from a survey I ran right here on YouTube a few weeks ago. There were over 120 comments in that survey, and there were a lot of easy to group comments because it seems as if many people experience the same both positive and negative things when they go into retirement. Overwhelmingly, the comments were very positive, so those watching this video will take great comfort from the information provided to you. I will, at the end, however, discuss some of the points that were made that were less than positive, although not significantly less than positive. There was no deal breaker in there that jumps out at you. All right, let's get into it. Point number one is that people got in shape. They got healthy, much healthier than they had been in years, according to the comments that were given. One commenter said that they lost 20 pounds and started working out 6 days a week. Another said that they looked back at the 6-month mark and couldn't believe how unhealthy they were, and they checked themselves every 6 months for effectively the next 8 years, and they noticed that every 6 months they got more and more healthy. A third commenter said that they have more time to care for themselves and life was a lot less stressful. Another commented that they can now sleep 7 or 8 hours a night, and that has allowed them to get in better physical and mental health. A next point, which was very common, was how much less money they spent in retirement than during their working years. Some commented that the expenses that existed during their working years don't exist in the retirement years, and another said they now have time to question the money that they put out the door because they can sit down and ask the question, do we really want to spend our money on this? Several people commented that they were happy to get away from their stressful work life. Some commented about the boss, others commented about the job, and still others commented about the politics involved in the business that they were part of. Next, several commenters talked about how easy it was to actually leave the workforce. They now have time to indulge, take long walks, have an extra cup of coffee in the morning before they start their day. Similar comments were made by other people. And one commenter said it's a gift after 50 years in the workforce, managing people, managing deadlines, and the back and forth to the office every day. The next point was how easy it was to stay busy in retirement. One of the respondents said that they just continued to do the hobbies that they did before entering retirement. They also mentioned that they could spend more time engaging in those activities because they were less worried about having to get them done to get back to their work life. One of the respondents said that they discovered an entirely new world of free and inexpensive things to do. Another mentioned how much they could get done now, and still another mentioned how fast delayed projects could now be completed. The next comment, which was very, very common, was how hard it was to go from being a saver to being a spender. This was not said just once, but 3 or 4 times. Several mentioned that they enjoy the fact that they can do what they want when they want. They can stay up until 2 a.m., one commenter mentioned. Another said that they can sleep until noon, wear pants with holes in them, go for long drives for no reason whatsoever, go into shops and not feel pressured to buy anything because they can actually come back tomorrow. There were a few points that were not as positive. One mentioned that boredom can set in if you actually don't manage your time effectively. One mentioned that they miss the stimulation of solving intellectual problems at the office, and replacing it with bad golf was not a solution for them. Another mentioned that they missed work as well, and they started a consulting business on the side just to fill some time. One astutely mentioned that they have nowhere to go, so you actually have to develop things to do. And finally, someone mentioned that their friends were still working and they needed to find an additional set of friends so that they could fill out their day. Number 9 was managing their own taxes. This was a common one. People didn't fully realize that they needed to set aside taxes when they took money out of their 401k or they received their pension payment. And the last somewhat negative point was that they fell behind what was happening in their community and they needed to reconnect. They mentioned things like what was going on in the local politics, issues around the government, around the municipality, and even things like the baseball field, which had not been maintained the way that it should have been maintained. So overall, the comments were very positive, with 3 that were things that people should pay attention to so that they can avoid them, primarily use of time and taxes, were the big focus areas. As I conclude this one, I want to wish happy birthday to Kevin. This comes from your daughter, Jenna. Kevin's birthday was on October 28th. If you like this video and you want to see more of me, please make sure you click subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. I post about twice a week. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.